So we're going to talk about NFTs and creators and all things art and non-fungible. So why don't I bring on stage Ahmed Omar from Odiggo. Impressive
Odiggo.
background you have. I'm sure you can do a much better job than I can, but I noticed in the background multiple companies taking from a few $1 million to multi-million dollars, as well as tell us about your background and talk to us about NFTs, the future use cases of NFTs.
Sure, would love to. I started as a fighter, basically mixed martial arts, MMA, 6 years and a half, Sky Sports, 3 gold medals. That despite all this great success, I fell in love with technology by just basically seeing someone using or solving someone's problems using my product. We were selling online to support my career. And then, yeah, from there, we started in tech, worked with a couple of companies, built my own company to $13.8 million in annual run rate. And yeah, we started in Web3 the past 6 months building. I've been in ETH since 2017, reading all about it. And yeah, that's a bit about my background.
Great. So tell us about then what you're doing now and future use cases.
Sure, would love to. So yeah, I think future. Everybody wants to know the future, and it's
Tell
right
us
in
about the
front of
present.
us, right?
Tell us about the present. Tell us what you're doing now and
Yeah,
how
sure.
NFTs have changed your world.
Sure. So what we're doing now is we're building a search protocol to help people find answers basically on the internet way faster, 10 times faster, 10 times smarter, and 10 times better. Search engines that are available today are not keeping up with the speed of people's evolving daily. 117 million people are hitting paywalls on daily basis on the internet. And there's just a very simple infrastructure that people can implement where they can access everything on the web. So that's what we're doing. We're building a search protocol simply to make it very simple. We're building a simple search engine that you can connect your wallet and stream data. And by streaming this data, it's an activity where you pay the content creators with the activity because we saw 3 billion searches happen on the internet daily and no clicks with 0 clicks. So basically, content creators get 0 incentives. And we knew 10 years from now, there will be a smarter search engine, way better, a more fair search engine that will help people find relevant information directly in milliseconds instead of spending 28 minutes on average to find information daily. So that's what we're building now that's what Odiggo.xyz is doing now. Okay. And I think the future about, yeah.
Let's unpack that a little bit because I'm curious just in terms of, the difference between a Web 2 search engine and what you're doing now in Web 3.
So what we're doing is, I think the major difference is what we built in the search protocol, where the incentivization to content creators is what makes it very different. So basically, in the normal world, you would go on Google or any other search engine, find content, and basically you can stream it or access it. If it's not free, it's behind a paywall. Then you have to pay a subscription to Bloomberg, Forbes, Harvard Business Review, or you have to buy research. Basically, if you saw it on one of the academic databases, you have to pay $29. You have to go get your credit cards. What we made is pretty simple. We made a writer tool, a way where writers, authors, and text people bringing text content can mint on chain. And on the other side, users where they can just connect their wallet and start streaming this paid activity on the internet 2.0, but on the Web 3, and pay those content creators on microtransactions based on activity they stream or the PDFs or content they access on our platform.
Okay, so the content is the NFTs are really the content. And so what you're looking at is essentially revolutionizing, changing the publishing industry.
It's somehow, yes, in this matter, but it's so people can actually buy. So part of the product is joining a community, right? Getting into the community with certain content creators. People can actually buy the NFT access token to the content creators community on the platform as well. So that's the NFT part of the product. But initially, it's a way where we are minting each and every word on chain and basically incentivizing the creator of this word or this text on every certain activity happening on this. We have a huge protocol built in place with AI, semantic AI, with GPT-2 and GPT-3 protocols in place. So it's a lot of suite that is built just to give you an answer in a milliseconds that is more relevant than an answer that you see on search engines today.
Okay, take us through over maybe the next 5 years or so. I mean, let's just start sort of near term and go a little further
yeah,
out.
Yeah, sure. I'd love to say the story actually. I was walking in downtown Austin during the South by Southwest event, and a bunch of folks stopped me. And after taking a little bit of time talking to them, I totally understood that they know nothing about blockchain, not only blockchain, but they know nothing about technology or internet at all. And at this point, it was very challenging for me to explain anything about basically anything. So I couldn't use any terms like Web3, protocols, technologies, ledger, proof of time, mining, whatever. I couldn't use any of these. It was a bit challenging. But what I said is, this is what I said. I told them, imagine 5, 6 years from now, you'll be wearing probably a wearable on your eyes, MR, AR glasses. And instead of having a phone, they wanted to understand what's the use of NFTs. Why would people pay this much money for a JPEG? And I told them, you'll put a wearable on your face, you'll walk in the streets and see things, right? That might not be there, but they're digitally there. So and in this case, the content cannot be copied because some regulators will be in place, ownership of those assets will be common, and it can be controlled. And at this time, the art piece that you see on your glasses, but it's not actually there in real life, while you're actually walking down the street, will be very, very valuable. And the land that you see, the building that you see might not be there, but the land and the actual virtual land will be minted on chain. So my advice to them was like, read more, understand more. But I think Albert Einstein said something really nice. He said, you cannot, knowledge is limited, and you need imagination to predict the future. But I like how he said knowledge is limited, but it doesn't mean that knowledge is not important. You need a deep understanding to see how the future, and that's what we did. We deeply understand how blockchain works, and that's how we are able to see kind of how the future will look like in the future. So I think in the future there will be a lot of use cases, and I think everyone knows like the normal things that people do today in terms of renewing their car license, buying a deed for a house, or basically buying a new car maybe will be very, very different in the future. Because if the bureaucratic regulation put those records on an unpublic rusty centralized ledgers, if everything just moved on chain, even regulated by the government, will make a very different future. Buying, selling a car would take a second. Used car, buying a deed, a house, real estate. So I think there's a lot of use cases that people will be able to see once they deeply understand how the technology works. And that's exactly what we did. That's how we were able to see that in 10 years' time, the search and the content will be extremely different than what it is today.
Okay, we're going to have to sign off in a little bit, but why don't you tell us a little bit, what should we be looking forward to in terms of seeing from you and your team, over the next few months? Any announcements or anything we should be watching for? And after we're done, if you can put in the chat channel how to follow you and your team. So tell us what to look for coming up.
For sure, yeah. What we're building actually is what's going to be out in the next 2-3 months. It's a very different environment that we're building on the Web3. I think people for the first time are going to see that they can actually sign up to a blockchain company or environment without the need to have a wallet. They're going to see communities on this same search engine without them having to go and build Discords or Slacks. So we're building a fully different environment than what it is today. You'll need many accesses to get access to different links or URLs or products. We just made a suite of everything in a very simple way, in a very easy way that people can easily access and understand. People will get a certain amount on their wallets once they sign up to be able to try the product for free, at least the first 10,000 beta users. So the way we're building it is we're actually building it the opposite. We're working backwards. So we're looking at how many people don't have wallets, how many people would like to use us but would not sign up for a wallet. So I think we're bringing a very different experience to the blockchain industry while still remaining decentralized. So yeah, I can't wait to put this out to people and get them on board.
Great. Well, we look forward to seeing it. As I said, if you can, after we're done here, if you can put your information in the chat for people to follow you. Appreciate the time, Ahmed. I really, really do. Really enjoyed talking with you.
Thank you so much, Ken, for your time. Thank you.
Thank you.